But anyway, um, I'm just jumping ahead because this film is that forgettable. I don't really go. I don't know where I should go. This because I'm trying. This film is god awful. So the guy takes the body because the autopsy says the half breeds because of they won't live long enough like her Sarah because the diseases whatever. Then she goes on the night into town, Sarah, and one thing leads to another. She gets in the car with this woman, and she's a train come in, and there's a half breed on there, but she senses it, goes after him, gets her arm cut off, but it grows back CG, and the woman gets scared, runs away. But later she meets up with that guy again, and she senses something's wrong with him. He's dying, so she goes back, and then the guy. Abbott, that's the guy's name, the professor. He wants to use his eggs to create Sarah's eggs to create new species. Then the half breed from before comes back, kills the guy Abbott, but they really kill with cyanide with that toxic gas, and then there's another half breed, a girl. Who knows? I guess she knows what's going on, and you get this. She goes to this gas station. There's one guy, which is actually the guy the guy who's taking the gas. That's actually the guy from Carnosaur 2 and 3. You know, from Carnosaur 2, he was Monk, and then Carnosaur 3, he was a Palchek, Rick Dean. That's the guy's name. I was like, oh wow, that's him from Carnosaur 2 and 3. What's he doing in this? But yeah, the girl goes to the bathroom, then she goes to have sex with him, and then she kills him, puts a hole through his head. And she goes to the college. She goes to the college and gets the guy's roommate because he knows the stuff. Kidnaps him. And then the guy. The young guy, Dean, that's the character's name. He goes with what he sees. There's this guy who was in charge of this whole cleaning up operation, whatever. Goes with this guy as well, and they go to the they go back to the house where she's with the other girl. Sarah's with that half breed guy. Half breed. I didn't say. Girl, I meant. This movie's just messing me up. To do stuff with the eggs and all that, and one leads to another is that he gets out, and they go to the factory where the guy has that generator, this huge machine thing, and you get another piece of good. I would say probably the best death in the film, probably the best gore bit is where Sarah in her alien form, which is good effects too, she splits this security guard in half. You know, right down the middle, good effect. But let's say this does not save the film, so all that is irrelevant. But it's like I said, it's a good gore effect where the guy gets split in half. So then we plan to lure in there to kill the both of them with the eggs and all that, but the guy Dean, he gets in that machine himself with the remote to turn the thing on, and the other half-breed girl attacks him, and the eggs fall in there, but then Sarah gets her and fighting, and but she gets thrown down in there. Well, he thinks that both got thrown down in there, but later that Sarah was hanging on, so he saved her. And says 3 weeks later, the roommate comes back to the house, and there's Sarah. He sees Sarah and this boy, and he tells the guy Dean that what's going on, and he says he made a new one. He says that he saved her, and then he had enough DNA, to create one new species, alien breed. So Now it's announced sometime later. Then they get the now it's fully grown, so they both basically gave her a new mate, basically, so they can go live their own life in the mountains. But the guy is asking, oh, what if they made and all that? And he says, who said he was fertile, sterile? He made him sterile. So and he's asking, what happens if they know that he's sterile? What happens? He says, I don't know. So this film sucks. This is why I don't own the fourth one. This is why I know it's gonna be very shitty as much as this film. So that's why the film sucks. Most of these characters I do not care for. I don't care about. There's good bits of gore here and there, and you bring Natasha Henstridge back only in the beginning just for probably like a small paycheck, just because it's after the second film. So I don't know more I can say. This whole thing sucks. There's some good bits of gore, and there is some good practical effects as well. But does not save the film, like I said. And even this has features on this film, which is surprising. This has a commentary with the director and the writers, featurettes, all this stuff. So like all the other ones that barely have any features, this has a lot of features on this. Why? I have no idea. So, Species 3, it's trash. Which I'm glad I don't have the fourth one. Three is enough, and plus they didn't even go on any more further with this after the second film. So yeah, Species 3 sucks, but I hope you like this rant, or hope you enjoyed my little review on the trilogy of the Species. I'm calling it a trilogy because I'm not including the fourth one. So I hope you enjoy this trilogy of the Species films. First one, classic. Second film, it sucks though, but it wasn't way overboard and all that stuff what they went with. But this film is much a bigger piece of shit, I would say. It's much bigger than that, and it sucks even more. And plus, like, it's a direct-to-video, so... And plus, even for a direct-to-video film, I would say it has some good effects and gore, though. So, at least they weren't overboard with the CGI on that, though. So, I give credit to that, though. That's one thing I'll give. But it doesn't matter more because the film still sucks, so... But yeah, that's my rant on Species 3, ending this series. So hope you enjoyed my reviews of these. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned on the next movie review. Later. Hey everyone, Kyle once again. And welcome back to another review of finishing up in the Species franchise. So now move on to Species 3. This film sucks even more than the previous one. I mean, Species 2 sucked, but at least they had 3 of the original cast members: Michael Madsen, Marge Hellenberger, and Natasha Henstridge. And at least it had some good gore and good practical effects, which that is appreciated though, but that still doesn't save the movie, because that film still sucked. First one I still always enjoy, and it's always been a sci-fi classic, and just... But they get to this piece of garbage here. And like I said, I don't have the fourth one, The Awakening. I don't need to review because this film sucks, and so does the other one has. But okay, I'm just gonna get right into the book because there's not much to say about this. It was released direct to DVD. It's released direct to DVD. Natasha Henstridge has a cameo appearance only at the beginning of the film. It's supposed to take place like directly after Species 2, but I guess like it's a few hours later because like there was when the end of Species 2 ended, it was in the daytime. Now it's at night, and the military ambulance is driving. And that kid is still which is an alien kid though, is still in the back seat. This guy who was a college professor, he, I guess I don't know what this guy is. How it opens up. It first shows us. He tells us shows us well, he's narrating from the beginning a bit, and then you see clips from the previous two films. And funny thing is, as he's narrating, because by the time he gets to but talk about something briefly about the second film, it says that Eve says like she caught twice more dangerous, twice more destruction, something like that. Which doesn't make any sense because Eve in Species 2 didn't actually kill nobody. She didn't cause no destruction. The whole time, in the second film, she was stuck in the lab the whole entire time. So how could she cause more destruction? And they should be talking about the guy from the sequel. The sequel caused more destruction. Technically, the guy Patrick. Should talk about that person, not her, because she didn't do anything in the second film. She didn't kill no one. She just sat in the lab for the most entire film. But the Natasha Henstridge, apparently, I guess she was still alive. Eve, she was still alive, and the guy gets pulled over, and the soldier sitting next to him gets killed by the child. Nice blood splatter, and then there is a little in here. There's the couple. The only highlight in the film is there was a good little piece of gore here and there. Natasha Henstridge, she's alive and gives birth, but the alien child strangles her with the tongue tentacle, strangles her. So yeah, Natasha Henstridge has been brought back for the beginning of that, and that's pretty much it for her. But I guess apparently if it is, I guess apparently that even at the ending of Species 2, that she got choked to death, with the alien sticking the tentacle in the mouth. And there's also another funny thing, because she's pregnant though. She gave birth, right? Gets from the guy in the seat in the previous one, but I guess no one in the sequel they bothered to check to see if she was pregnant, because what I remember that Michael T. Williamson, Marge Hellenberger, and Michael Madsen, they saw them mating and all that. I guess they never bothered to ask the question to. I guess they never say if she's pregnant or not. So, but I guess that's irrelevant now. But so just to give birth, the guy takes it. Then the military comes in, covers everything up. No records. No, it doesn't exist anymore. Whatever. So the guy takes it home. Then the guy becomes a little girl. Name calls her Sarah. And it's just how then finally that what the girl wants a red lobster she sees on a commercial, so they get red lobster and she's eating lobster with a shell on it. It's just straight out silly. It's not. Now that's about how this one was not going to be taken seriously when the advertisers were for red lobster and she wants red lobster. It shows how I'm not taking this film all that seriously. Product placement there. Oh, there's red lobster. So, and then, that's going to get this character, the other guy, this young guy who's a student, who's in the guy's class, and he's there, I guess he knows stuff, and back with the guy, as he believes the girl is now, gets cocooned up, gets, into the full adult form, and this guy who's the guy who drives by because this guy was cutting this young guy's he made this thing which I don't care for, but he comes by and see if the professor's home. He's not, which of course the girl is now fully naked and she's like, do I want to look attractive? And says first he wants to go, but says now he's being a dick about it, and it's like, let's just do it anyway, and then she doesn't like that, and okay, it's a good transformation of from the alien form, practical effects, and sticks the tentacles in the guy's head. Okay, it's a good kill, but the film still sucks anyway. So, and the professor takes the guy home just to explain all this stuff. And before that, which the young child from the beginning is now grown up and now he's dying because of because they're half breeds. Now there are other half breeds out there, which I thought. Well, another thing is Species 2, which all those ones that the guy stuck in the barn and they all get cocooned up and they all die. I guess somehow, I don't know. I guess now there's other random half breeds. I don't know. It's just other random half breeds. I don't care. Well, this film sucks. I don't care about this continuity errors, whatever. But another thing the guy mentions a Fitch, that was Ben Kingsley's character in the first film, and it shows the computer of Syl and then the Eve. Oh, what happened all the previous two films? Yeah, because we had to keep in because with the other random half breeds out there, we still have to keep continuity about with the previous two films. But that guy who's the young child is an adult on now. He's dying. He dies because he's sick, and half breeds don't live long enough, like the other ones, like Sarah does. All because of the diseases, whatever.